Hey guys, RJ from TeleTalks here. It's been about a week since I've been back from NAMM, and I just wanted to go ahead and do a quick little video about the things that I saw, the things that I did, and the fun that I had. So let's go ahead and get started. So day one of NAMM was basically just a matter of getting up there, getting a general overview of things, and meeting up with all my friends who I hadn't seen in a year. So we got up there about one, me and Steve from 60 Cycle Hum, and we basically got our badges and just walked the floor. I went to go see Dan Electro, which was like one of the big things on my list to check out because I'm really excited for the Foxtone pedal that they're doing and the backtalk reverse delay that they're reissuing. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my hands on them because it was by appointment only, and I did not do that. So unfortunately, I just got some cool pictures of them. They look really interesting. They look sturdy. They felt sturdy. And there was obviously a ton of cool Dan Electro reissue stuff, guitar-wise, in pretty colors. So that was pretty cool to see. So the next thing that I went and checked out is Orange. I always love going to the Orange booth. It's always a spectacle to see all those cabs lined up, just the wall of sound kind of thing. Granted, I'm pretty sure they're all just empty cabs. Still impressive nonetheless. That being said, I was really interested in the Stamp. The Stamp, if you guys don't know, is a pedal amp solution, so it's about yay big. And it's got, I believe, 2 channels, an effects loop, a cab sim out, and it can power a cab, which is really cool. I think you could do some really cool stereo options with it by getting 2 of them, or do like a wet dry rig. It could be really, really cool doing something like that. So I look forward to seeing rigs incorporating that awesome new pedal by them. As the first day of NAMM basically came to an end, it ends around 6 o'clock every night. Walked out, noticed that Animals as Leaders was playing on the main stage, which was awesome. So I caught that. I hadn't seen them since high school, so it was kind of a blast to see them live again. They put on a killer show. It's always impressive to see just that kind of music played live because it's a spectacle just to watch them playing in and of itself. Then shortly after that, I went to one of the many kind of like, I would say, after parties or meetups. The first night we got to hang out with Blake from the Tone Mob, and a lot of guys were there, a lot of friends. The Flipping Flippers, of course, were there, the Tone Jerks, and I got to hang out with Sean Pierce Johnson. Of course, nicest guy, makes a killer guacamole. Just saying, Sean. Killer. Anyway, and got to meet somebody who I'd watched on YouTube for quite a while. His name is Colin of CS Guitars. Honestly, one of the nicest, most humblest dudes ever. It was pretty awesome to meet him. Overall, it was at the Anaheim Packing District, which was a ton of fun. It's just this big old hall, 2 stories or 3. I think it's 2 stories. Of just little food places that you can try. On day 2, I decided to check out the big boys all the way up on the top floor, Fender and Gibson. The highlight for me actually was the Gibson booth. With the new Epiphone stuff and the new headstock design, they really knocked it out of the park. I'm super duper excited for all the affordable Epiphone stuff coming out. Specifically the worn purple Les Paul Classic. It is amazing, guys. The finish was so great. And it was heavy as all can be because it's based off of their classic line, Gibson classic line. So there's no weight relief or anything like that. So it's just a hunk of wood or 2 pieces, however many pieces it is. It was probably easily like a 9-pound guitar, like a Les Paul should be. It was a blast to play. I definitely have one on my list of things that I would love to purchase this year, if at all possible. Fender had the cool master build stuff this year. Like they always do, one-offs that are just really cool with interesting ideas or themes to them. I'm excited for the parallel universe stuff they released this year. They re-released the Troublemaker, calling it the Troublemaker 2.0. They have two versions, one with 3 humbuckers and a Bigsby, the other one with just 2 humbuckers. And I don't believe there's a Bigsby option. I think they start at like $2,000, so slightly out of my price range, but it was really cool to check them out. That being said, Fender really doubled down on the acoustic sonic stuff this year with the Strat release. This is not really my bag, neither was the Tele, but I'm sure there are huge fans. Obviously, there's a market enough for them to where they feel like they should come out with a second model, so more power to them. I just wish that they kind of downsize the acoustic sonic stuff. They really take like a third of their space to designate to acoustic sonic, and I feel like they could have reused that space a little bit better by premiering some of the Squire stuff that came out that up until literally recently, watching NAMM coverage on other channels, I guess it was like in a back room, not really for everybody to see, which is kind of a bummer because that was the main thing I wanted to check out. Of course, there was that leak of their own alternate universe line, which I'm super excited for. The Squire baritone Cabernita looks absolutely sick, and again is on my list of things that I would like to pick up this year. Now going back on the main floor, one of the coolest things or ideas at NAMM that I really like is the Stompbox Deli stuff. Basically, it's a bunch of builders who rent a space, one booth space, and they kind of all share that space. So you just go around literally trying these great companies' pedals. The one that stood out to me the most was Xander Circuitry. Never heard of these guys before. Apparently some of my fellow NAMM House guys have, and they're really impressed with them. But I got to check out them and meet Alex from Xander Circuitry. It was really, really cool. They do a Foxtone pedal called the Foxton Woods that is absolutely sick. As I said earlier, I wasn't able to check out the new Dan Electro Foxtone pedal that they have. So this kind of fulfilled my need, and it definitely made me think to myself, I definitely need this in my life. I need a Foxtone-like pedal in my life. I also was able to check out one of the big guys in the industry, Dunlop. It was really cool. They had an interesting demo experience. Basically what it was is video on an iPad that had like a DI out of the guitar signal that was being played in that video clip, ran through the pedals, then ran into like an amp, then you could put on headphones so you could actually just focus on tweaking the knobs and playing the pedals more so than playing a guitar. It was really cool to check out. This year they have the Timmy version 2 Mini, which is absolutely amazing. It sounds just like the regular Timmy. It was a blast. It's really cool to see them collabing with Paul Cochran, the inventor and owner of the Timmy. But the biggest thing to me that stood out at the Dunlop booth was something that kind of flew under the radar for me. Basically, I knew that this pedal existed, but I really had no idea how awesome it was. And it has the brown acid fuzz from MXR. This thing is a killer fuzz and super affordable. It's definitely on a list to try again this year. Kind of on this fuzz journey, so I've been looking for a bunch of cool fuzzes, and this is definitely one of them. I'm definitely gonna have to give it a shot. So I'm super excited about that, and it was the biggest, I guess, shock for me personally, because I really didn't think I was gonna like it. So that was kind of cool to see. So on Saturday, day 3 of NAMM, we did the second annual Flipping Flippers pancake breakfast. It was a blast. For the last 2 years, they've put this on. It always goes to a charity of some sorts or something like that. This year it was for Mike Trombley of Native Audio, who was in a terrible car accident late last year. Luckily he's okay, but you know, he could use a little help with paying for some medical bills and physical therapy. So all that money went to him, which was really cool to see. There were some great companies there giving away some awesome prizes. It was totally a blast. And then we went to, day 3 at NAMM, Saturday, public day. Craziest day at NAMM by far because everybody shows up. Now, what made this day a little bit different for me is Andrea came up to NAMM with me. It was a lot of fun. She got to, do all the people watching. Specifically, we got to hang out and walk the floor. It was a lot of fun. Andrea was really excited to see Stephen Carpenter from Deftones at the Fishman booth, do a little Q&A and also a little bit of a performance. It was a total blast. She got to meet all my friends from basically around the U.S. and the world. All my fake internet friends, as she says, who are not so fake. At the end of the day, we ended up going to another event after NAMM called Charisma. Basically, it was a little after party put together by Cower Guitars and Prisma Guitars. And it was really cool. Got to meet some people. Had a blast, look at some killer guitars, and just have a good time hanging out, talking about our favorite things. Got to meet Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars, who makes amazing instruments and is probably one of the funniest dudes I think I've ever met. He was really, really funny. So yeah, just pizza, beer, and just a overall good time. Just a quick shout out to Rev and Two Notes. Their booth was awesome this year. The G20 amp looks great. It has everything you could possibly want and need. Crazy high gain, awesome cleans, IR support, silent, completely silent, and it's also a giggable amp if you want to plug into a cab, which is really cool. The Two Notes Torpedo Captor X is going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. I really think it's going to do well. It has so many great features like the bigger competitors like Universal Audio's Oxbox and the Boss Waza tube expander. It has a lot of those features, but at like a third of the price. It is the smallest of those, and it's really cool stereo outs. It's got built-in awesome stereo reverb. It's got support with an app that you can go in and make all the changes to the settings, different cabs. It's got IR support. It just doesn't end. And like I said, it's a third of the price. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying to check that out this year. Would love to go back to just using amps. But of course I have to have a silent option. And this looks like it might be it because it's budgeted. It's priced at a budget that I can afford, I should say. And so I'm really excited for that. So NAMM was definitely a learning experience this year. I went in thinking I was going to get a bunch of content. I brought my HX Stomp powered by a battery bank, and I was just going to do demos all over the floor. And I ended up not doing really any of that, and I don't really regret it. Side note, if you are interested in seeing something like, check out Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum. He killed it this year with the coverage at NAMM. He's got a lot of cool stuff coming out, so be sure to check that out. That being said, for me, it's become an opportunity to just hang out with all my friends from all around the world and just see all the cool music gear and the thing that kind of binds us all together that, really connected us in the first place, which is music gear and music. Guys like Clifton Worley came out from Mississippi, Blake coming up from North, Sean from Gun Street Wiring coming as well, Paul from New York. Like it's so cool to hang out with everybody, and that is what I'm gonna start doing every NAMM now. Like, it's just an opportunity to see some cool things, but more importantly, it's an opportunity to hang out with some amazing guys and girls and just have a blast hanging out with one another. Patrick Hunter from Texas, a fellow Texas boy out of Fort Worth. He is always a blast to see. He's always putting out good, positive vibes. And And it's just overall, NAMM is a great way to hang out with all my friends. And I think that's going to be the focus going out into next NAMM. It's just be able to hang out with everybody. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. It was definitely a blast. If you ever get the opportunity to go to NAMM, I highly suggest checking it out. Even if it's on a public day, it's a total blast. So be sure, if you ever get the opportunity, do it. You'll meet some amazing people and have a great time. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. See you guys next week.